Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, students? I hope you'll be fine. This is Cambridge Lower Secondary Book 8. And today we are going to do exercise 1.3, question number 7 and onwards. So watch the video till the end. Do not skip the video. We are already done with question number 1 till 6. So let's say what's in question number 7 and onwards. Question number 7 says that square of an integer is 100. We have already learned how to rephrase the statements into equations or expressions. The square of an integer. Suppose the integer be x, okay? Then when the integer or the numbers are missing, we suppose them with any variable. Suppose the integer be x. Then the equation would be the square of x is 100. Square of x is 100. What does it mean? Square of x means x square. Is means is equals to 100. There is an integer. When we square it, it becomes 100. So what can you say about the cube of that integer, about x cube? So first of all, we have to find out the x, the value of x, and after that we will find out its cube as well. So how can we find the value of x? By taking a square root on both sides. When we will take the square root on both sides, we know that 100 is the perfect square of 10. So we can replace it with 10 square, okay? And then cutting the square with the square root, so x is equals to 10. It means that integer would be 10. If 100 is the square of an integer, so that integer could be 10, right? And then they're saying, what can you say about the cube of the integer? So the cube of that integer would be x cube is equals to 10 cube. That is 10 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10, it's 1000. So the cube of that integer would be 1000. You see, the cube of x, the cube of that integer is 1000. So if there is an integer, its square is 100, its cube will be 1000. That's simple. Now the next question says the integer 1521 is equals to 3 square into 13 square. We are provided with the prime factorization of 1521. You can find it on your own as well, but it's not needed. They are already providing us with the prime factorization, that when you will factorize 1521, you're going to get 4 factors, 2 3's and 2 13's. This is what 3 square multiplied by 13 square means. We have to use this fact to find out the square root of 15 to 1. So if 15 to 1 is equals to 3 square multiplied by 13 square, so if we take square root on both sides, the situation would become like this. BS stands for both sides. If we take the square root on both sides, we will have under root 1521 is equals to under root 3 square multiplied by 13 square. Since the numbers are getting multiplied, so we can split them into 2 square roots, or we can do it directly. Like if we have all the factors having power 2, so all the factors will cut this square root sign and we are left with 3 multiplied by 13. Okay, so 1521 under root 1521 is equals to 3 multiplied by 13, that is 39. It means the square root of 1521 is 39 and the square of 39 would be 1521. You can check it as well. So after finding the square root of 1521, we are done with part A. Okay, now we have to solve this equation. If x square is equals to, this is basically the same question in part A and B, just the methods are different. So if x square is equals to 1521, taking square root on both sides, we will have under root x square is equals to under root 1521, and we have just calculated the under root 1521 equals to 39. So we can write under root x square. Okay, it will cut each other. So we are left with x is equals to 39, because under root 1521 is equals to 39 from A. We have just calculated it from A. You see? So we just have to use the facts given in the steps and the facts that we are getting from solving the equations for solving the next part. Now, how is minus 5 to the whole square is different from minus 5 to the square? So minus 5 square is equals to minus 5 multiplied by 5, which is ultimately minus 25. But minus 5 to the whole square means minus 5 multiplied by minus 5, which is positive. And hence, minus 25 is not equals to 25, hence proved that they are different. But what is the difference between minus 5 cube and minus 5 to the whole cube? There ain't any difference. Why? Because minus 5 cube is equals to minus 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5, which is ultimately minus 125. And what about minus 5 to the whole cube? It's also the same. I mean, we are going to get the same answers. Minus 5 multiplied by minus 5 multiplied by minus 5. So minus minus cuts each other. 5 5s are 25. 25 5s are 125. And we are left with one minus sign out there. So the answer to this would be minus 125 as well. So in both the cases, we are getting minus 125. So we will write that in part D, they are the same. They both are the same, right? Now let's do question number 10, which says show that 3 square plus 4 square is equals to 5 square. It's very simple, students. We have to find out the square of 3. So 3 threes are 9 plus 4 square means 4 multiplied by 4 is 16 and 5 square means 5 fives are 25. So when you will add 9 with 16, you will get 25. Hence prove that yes, the square of 3 and 4 is the same as the square of 5. The sum of square of 3 and 4 equals to the square of 5. Okay. Now we have to find that are the given statements true or false. When we will go for the square of minus 3, it would again be positive 9 because we know that the square of a negative number is also positive. Then the square of minus 4 would also be positive 16. And then the square of minus 5 would also be positive 25. So yes, this statement is absolutely true. Let's talk about statement number 2, where we have the square of minus 13 and we have to find out the square of minus 13 is positive 169. The square of 12 is 144. And the square of negative 5 is 25, positive 25. Okay, so when we add 144 with 25, we get 169, the same answer as the square of minus 13. It means, yes, this statement is also true. The first two statements are true. Let's find that if the third statement is also true or not. Now we have 8 square is equals to minus 10 square. Now the minus sign is not enclosed in the bracket. So it would be different this time. 8 square is 64. And then for minus 10, we'll keep minus outside. The square of 10 is minus 100. And then again, minus sign. Here comes minus 36 because the square of 6 is 36. Now, since both are negative numbers, so we will add these two, we will get minus 136. So we will find that the square of 8 is not equivalent to the square of 10 and 6, which are negative. So we can say that, yes, this statement is false, right? One more question and then we will do question number 12 and 13, the remaining parts of this exercise, inshallah, in the next video. So let's start with question number 11. Here is an equation x square plus x is equals to 6. Show that x is equals to 2 is a solution of the equation. Okay, fine. Let's substitute x with 2 over here and prove that, yes, it would be a solution. So if we write 2 over here, 2 over here, it would become 4 plus 2 is equals to 6. Hence proved, yes, it is a solution. And then we have to show that x is equals to minus 3 is also a solution of it. So let's write minus 3 to the whole square plus minus 3 is equals to 6. So minus 3 square is 9. Plus minus 3 is minus 3. So yes, 9 minus 3 is equals to 6. So yes, this is also the solution for this equation. Then we have another equation, x square plus x is equals to 12. What do we have to do with this one? Now we have to prove that x is equals to 3 is the solution of this equation. So let's substitute x with 3. It would be 3 square plus 3 is equals to 12. So 3 square is 9. 9 plus 3 is equals to 12. Oh, wow. This is also the solution. We have to find a second solution to the equation. So what we were doing in the previous one, let's figure out. In the first one, part A, we had x is equals to 2. And in part 2, it was minus 3. After comes 3, but it was minus 3. So here if we have taken x is equals to 3 in the first solution, then in the second solution, it must be x is equals to minus 4. Let's try doing it with x is equals to minus 4. Okay. So the equation is x square plus x. Over here, let's substitute it with minus 4. It would become minus 4 to the whole square plus minus 4 equals to 12. So it would be 4 fours are 16 plus minus minus 16 minus 4 is equals to 12. Oh, wow. Taking x is equals to minus 4, it satisfies the equation. So the second solution to the equation would be x is equals to minus 4. You see? Now they're saying find two solutions to this equation x square plus x is equals to 20. So what can we take over here? Let's take 4 square. Okay. If x is equals to 4, x square plus x would be 20. Yes, 4 square plus 4 is equals to 20 because the square of 4 is 16 and 16 plus 4 is equals to 20. So now you would have learned that what would be the second solution if x is equals to 4 is the solution for this equation. So the second solution for this would be x is equals to, very good, it's minus 5. The next number but negative. So it would be minus 5 to the whole square plus minus 5 is equals to 20. That is 25 minus 5 is equals to 20. Wow. Very good question. Then they are saying, what patterns can you see in the answers to A, B, C? Find some more equations like this and write down the solutions. What pattern do we find? That when we were adding two numbers, a square with a variable, we were getting the answer, and the same answer we were also getting if we supposed the variable as the negative of the consecutive number. So let's take the next as x is equals to 5. So x square plus x would be 30. How? It would be 5 square plus 5. That is 25 plus 5 is equals to 30. And over here, the next solution would be x is equals to minus 6. So minus 6 to the whole square plus minus 6 would also be 30. So that's 36 minus 6 is equals to 30, hence proved. Okay, students, now we are done till question number 11. We will do question number 12 and 13 in the next video. Until then, take care. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends. And take care. Allah Hafiz.